A game like this so exciting is the stuff that leads up to it. So is there any particular thing that the Foster kids did to kind of get themselves fired up? Not necessarily players, maybe student body that manifested itself on campus that you saw?
No, I think we're a no flair, all business like type deal. I mean, we've been playing Thursdays for the last 4 Thursdays, so this is just normal week for us. I know they lost a day of prep. But it's just business as usual. These guys aren't our rival yet. No matter what they say, they're on our level, and they might get on there tonight. But we're going to try our best to make.
At more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From OW to WOW, Next Level Urgent.
The Chargers are taking on Foster. Whole lot about playing Foster in a game that matters.
This is the first time, right? And so I think everyone is kind of on the edge of their seat to see, the kids that were, removed from that Foster track. And
Fort Bend ISD, one kid going to Elkins, younger sibling going to Ridge Point, living in the same house, and it was very tenuous there at times, and we probably have some households kind of similar. So what's the key for the Chargers tonight to win the football game?
Honestly, I think it's probably the key for both of us. It's, controlling the clock, controlling the game. For us, it's, getting the run game going against their good defense, and for them, it's probably trying to score against us so that they can try to keep ahead of us and keep us throwing the ball. But Coach McDowell does a good job. This is going to be a fun game.
And one thing that we want to think about is what happens if Fulshear gets the win. Okay, so Angleton has a game this week, and if they lose and you win, that would make you the top seed in the district. Am I right?
No. So right now, the way it kind of works out, it's really confusing. But if Angleton wins and we win, we'll finish second in the district, and we'll host a playoff game next Thursday probably.
All right. So is there something on defense that has been the secret to you having such a great turnover number? You're plus 11 in turnovers. What's the secret to getting all those turnovers?
Honestly, I think it really boils down to our kids are aggressive. We have a good time. These kids like fighting for each other. Our defense coordinator came in this year, and the new system, and I think the kids are starting to find the new system, things like that. So it's been fun. These kids are, and this is going to be a heck of a football game. We'll leave it at that.
All right. We are certainly looking forward to catching you on the playoff road. It's great to visit with you here, and I know this would be just magnificent. If you get this win, that makes it a 9-1 regular season and give you a lot of confidence going into the postseason. Anything that you want to say before we let you go?
No, we are Fulshear.
All right, and we are VypeFortBend.com, your broadcast home for Fort Bend County sports. That's Nick Caduti. I'm Roger Smith. Patrick Kinnick will join me, and we'll bring you all the action in this one. There's a lot of passion on the field tonight. We'll be right back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest.
Going certification requirements.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From OW to WOW, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
My husband and I live next door to a haunted graveyard. It's a little creepy, but we manage. Just like we manage without home internet. Do I wish my mobile hotspot was faster? Yes, but I make it work.
Regular rates apply. Offer ends 12/21/22.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Trailer Stadium, and we're about ready to rock the Fulshear Chargers, the home team, wearing the all-purple uniforms with the gray letters and numerals and the black helmets, and they're sending their captains out to the middle of the field. Foster wearing its white uniforms, jersey tops and pants with the black numerals outlined in gold, and they have the UCLA stripes along both shoulders and the black helmets with the Foster Falcons logo on either side. Roger Smith here along with Patrick Kinnick, although Patrick is not here yet. Not to worry, he will get here. And we're glad you joined us here on VypeFortBend.com, your broadcast home for Fort Bend County sports. They are doing the ceremonial coin toss, and he is one of the best in the business. And he indicates that Foster has won the toss, but they decided to defer to the second half. And so Fulshear will get the football first at the south end of Traylor Stadium. And behind that south end, there is a beautiful sunset, absolutely gorgeous here along the coastal bend, or the northern edge of the coastal bend. And right there, tucked in between Greater Houston and all those wonderful areas on the way to Corpus Christi. All right, this is going to be awesome. Nicholas Lopez is going to kick off for the Foster Falcons, and they will have a fairly decent wind at their back to begin this game. Jacob Collins and Calvian Hunter back to return the kickoff, and Joey Mahoney is also back there. 78 degrees at game time. Very pleasant. These two teams have been waiting a lifetime, literally, to play each other. Well, that's kind of an exaggeration, because nobody who's in school at Fulshear was born when the school opened. And it's a squib kick, and it comes down to Calvian Hunter, moves to his decent return for Calvian Hunter. This Fulshear offense is pretty amazing. They average 532 yards per game and 47.8 points per game. And they run the ball 67% of the time, but in their quarterback, Parker Williams, he's pretty prolific himself. And it looks like they're going to be in a run-heavy formation to start with. Parker Williams with three backs behind him, looks kind of like the slot T, and they run it to the left and up the middle. There goes a nice run, and close to a first down as they put it in the arms of Davian Godley. He is their main man at running back. Davian Godley with 1,000 and got 2 out of it as Micah Lindsey Williams, correction, I don't have the right jersey number on that. That might be Ashton Ojiaku, who is their amazing running back, but they also play him both ways at times. After that 2-yard pickup by Godley, it's 2nd down and 8 for Fulshear from their own 46-yard line. We're just underway from Traylor Stadium. Toss sweep going to the right. Godley gets through the first wave of tacklers, picks up 2, maybe 3, and it's going to set up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 for the Fulshear Chargers. Fulshear likes to go for 2 when they score a touchdown, and they also like to go for it on 4th down sometimes. But this might be a passing down. It might be the first time we see Parker Williams put the ball in the air. Pistol formation. Godley behind him. Williams calling for the snap, trying to draw Foster offside, not able to do it thus far. Big crowd and many people still arriving. One man goes in motion, and dropping back is Parker Williams, swings it to Godley on the screen pass, turns it up into midfield, and Foster, there he goes, inside the 35 and down to the 31. That's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. The Fulshear fans are fired up. The ball on the left hash mark as they march from right to left. That is from south to north here at Traylor Stadium. They have a big blocking back in there. That's Seth Smith, and he leads the way for Calvian Hunter. Gets loose inside the 20, bounces off a tackler, fights down to the 13-yard line. Patrick Kinnick has just joined me. We have a little bit different thing. You're going to hold this stick mic and talk into it.
Sounds good, Roger. Can you hear me, Roger?
I can hear you a little bit. I'm just going to turn you up a tad. But remember, it's picking up the band and everything else and you.
Wonderful.
So Fulshear is on the march. They have used up almost 3 yards, moving in the defensive line. Whistle blows, and it looks like one of the Falcons jumped across, and now we got some snarling and snapping and pushing and shoving as one of the players went into the backfield. That's Christopher White. Ricky Prine, our referee. By the way, Patrick, when they're about to give an official call, maybe stick it out there. Perhaps we will hear Mr. Prine a little better. All right, offside on Christopher White. He was the guilty party. He's the guy that I named. So it is now going to be first down and 5 yards to go inside the 10. It's not a goal-to-go situation just yet. Calvian Hunter, the single setback. They have two tight ends in the formation. Parker Williams sends a man in motion, gives it to Hunter off the left side, smashing through and into the end zone. Touchdown, Fulshear. The Chargers didn't take long at all to score an 8-yard run up the middle by Calvian Hunter.
Wow, what a hole that was. You want to be a running back when you run behind that kind of hole. There was not much resistance there as he went into the end zone for the first score of the ball game.
And there really was not that much resistance on the drive. Fulshear with excellent execution. Like I said, they like to go for two. They hardly ever kick an extra point, and they have a funky formation with four receivers on the left side, near side, that are on this side of the hash marks, and the ball is on the right hash mark, and Parker Williams is going to take a direct snap, and he's a single setback. He looks left, now runs right, slices through the defense, stays on his feet, and goes in for the two-pointer. Fulshear on top, 8-0. I would say they punched Foster in the mouth on that first drive. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Fulshear ready to kick off. Joey Mahoney will do the honors. No, it's actually going to be somebody else. It's actually Coy Tollefson. And it's a short kickoff and is fair caught at the 21-yard line by number 16, Avery Milligan, a sophomore defensive back. And so he gains 4 yards from where he fair caught it.
Well,
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. Sorry, Patrick, go ahead.
I guess, is it marked where he knelt down? Because they're marking it where he knelt down.
Actually, you know what? You're absolutely right.
That's interesting.
So,
because I guess I don't know, did he actually call for a fair catch? Or
maybe he did not properly call for a fair catch, and he had to go down to a knee to field it.
Yeah, the ball was rolling too, so that might have made a difference.
All right, big, tall J.T. Fayard is the starting quarterback for Foster, and he hands it off straight up the middle to Ashton Ojiaku. He's hit deep in the backfield. He manages to squirm away, and he gets a pickup of maybe 2, but Logan Hudson sniffed that one out. Got enough tape there?
Yeah. I just got to get myself put together here. He made a good play just to at least get a yard on that because they were on him right away there in the backfield.
1 yard on the play for Ojiaku. He is their stud running back. It's going to be Fayard to pass. Stands strong, throws it down the far hash marks, and it is caught on the run. And inside the 30 down to the 26. He got it to Dylan Appany. And that's a first down. Think of First Tire and Auto for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
I'm not sure if that was a perfect pass or not, but it was pretty close to a perfect pass. Right over the shoulder of the defender. Great reception, and here come the Falcons answering the score from Fulshear.
I would agree. I would say he wasn't even really open. There goes Ojiaku, breaks a tackle near the line of scrimmage, twisting, turning, slamming ahead, and I think he got 8 yards down to the 18-yard line.
Boy, he's a slippery runner. He's hard to bring down, and he had a couple of spin moves in there and some power, 8-yard pickup, and they're inside the 20.
That was a substandard run for him, Patrick. His average is 9.2 yards per carry. Second down and 8. Low snap, Fayard picks it up, throws for the corner.
Oh.
Reaching out, and it's incomplete as he tried to get it to Dylan Appeney. By the way, a few more numbers on Ojiaku. 1,626 yards on the year coming in. He's run for as far as 77. He's got 25 touchdowns, and he's only fumbled twice, which is pretty impressive for someone who is the bell cow who gets the ball all the time. Third down and 2. Fayard gives it to Ojiaku off the left side, bounces outside the numbers, and he's got the first down at the 15-yard line. That'll move the sticks after a pickup of 4. That's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
That was a good run. Looked like he was going to get a little bit further, but a good play by the defensive back there to clip him down there at the 15-yard line.
I'm getting an early feeling, Patrick, this will be a high-scoring game. First and 10 from the 15. Fayard drops back, looks to his right, throws, and he's got his man at the 10-yard line, and down to the 7-yard line goes Kendall Stewart. He's their second-best receiver on this Foster squad. Ball now on the right hash mark, and that was a pickup of 7 yards. Make it second and a short 3. Stewart has 23 catches on the year. He averages 14.8 every time he catches it. Fake to Ojiaku, throw to the tight end, touchdown. Foster gets on the board. A quick answer to what Fulshear did. Griffin Vickery makes the catch for the touchdown, and it's 8-6.
Well, Foster just said, oh yeah, we got something too. Come right back down and score a touchdown, and they're going to go for the extra point the conventional way. But what a response by the Falcons after being, as you said, hitting them out early.
Nick Lopez is going to hold of, I was about to say Avery Milligan, but actually that would be wrong. It's Jackson Ledisky, and the kick is good. It is 8-7. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
My husband and I live next door to a haunted graveyard.
And?
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad. Grab my hand.
Wait, okay.
No, not up the stairs. We tried that last time. No. You can literally run through him.
It is that bad. Don't settle for just mobile. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and a free streaming box included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires paperless billing and auto with stored bank account. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Offer ends 12/21/22.
Nick Lopez to kick off for Foster with the wind at his back. Foster just scored to get within 8-7, and the ball bounces beyond the goal line and bounces on past. And it'll be a touchback. Fulshear taking over with its second offensive series. Roger Smith along with Patrick Kinnick, and this is our second Fulshear football broadcast. We've been with Foster several times when they take on teams like Travis. But we're excited about what both of these teams going left. And Foster strings it out very nicely. And it's just going to be a gain of 1, if that. Coming up from the secondary, Connor Hanks bringing down Godley. It's kind of a windy night here at Traylor Stadium, but no chance of rain. Just a few wispy clouds. And it's very down, Jax Medica!
What a play, what a fake, and was he open, Roger, by about 10 yards. There was nobody there. And he just goes.
7th touchdown of the season for Jax Medica on the left. All the linemen over there equally distributed on either side of the ball. Williams is going to run right, going for the pylon, and he gets there. 2-pointer good. Fulshear,
including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From owl to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
All right, so Patrick, I believe that was a 2-play touchdown drive, wasn't it? Okay, so then it was a 74-yard touchdown pass to Jax Medica. He averages 17.1 yards per catch. His long before that was 42 yards, so he has a new longest touchdown reception of the year. Joey Mahoney is got it teed up in the middle of the field. Several guys run past the football, and then Mahoney squibs it inside the 15 to the 14-yard line and straight up the middle. A very short kickoff return. Let's see who deserves credit for that tackle. That was an awesome tackle by Ferris Othman, and he brought down Kendall Stewart. So Foster will try to answer again. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I had my mic too far away from my mouth. My bad. Okay, that is fixed now. So that was a kickoff return by Kendall Stewart and a beautiful tackle by Ferris Othman. So it's at the 25-yard line for Foster in the middle of the field as they go left to right. JT Fayard is going to throw on first down, looks to the sideline, double pumps, and gets a completion out there. And I believe he delivered it to Kendall Stewart.
Oh, they called it incomplete.
No, it's incomplete, okay.
Apparently he was bobbling it. It was Hunt. Let's see. You're right about that. That was Jalen Austin. I think you said Austin on the reception attempt over there.
I was saying Appany, and then I thought maybe Stewart.
It was number 2, I believe.
Okay, thank you. Austin, very good. Stepping up his Fayard on second down and 10, throws over the middle. Appany got it wide open in Fulshear territory and down at the 44. Joey Mahoney brings him down. I think there had to be a mix-up in the Fulshear secondary.
Well, I think we've had a few of those tonight. You want to play some defense? I don't know if anybody wants to play defense tonight. Boy, these receivers are open, and both offenses are clicking in high gear so far.
First and 10 from the Fulshear 44. Fayard starting to heat up, throws a short one over by the far sideline, and that's Stewart. He catches it, but only for a gain of 2 as he's immediately ambushed on the play. The tackler was Amari Bickham.
Yeah, Bickham was right there on the tackle for just a 2-yard gain, and in this kind of game, a 2-yard gain, it's like having a loss of yardage.
Something remarkable about both of these teams is that Fulshear has a plus 11 turnover ratio and Foster a plus 10.
Whoa,
but I don't know that we'll see a lot of interceptions. You have 2 quality quarterbacks. Fayard has to go to the ground to pick up the ball. It was a low snap, hands it to Ojaku, and he's dropped for a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and 10.
That really threw the timing off. The snap was a bit low, manageable, but he did drop it. It went to the turf. He elected to still hand the ball off, and the defenders were right there. And a loss of a couple of yards. So
you know, actually, it was a loss of 3.
Yep.
Now that I look at it.
Yep, 11 yards to go.
So definitely a passing down for JT Fayard, who drops straight back, looking deep over the middle, and fires it on the post for Appany. He's got it, and he's in for the touchdown.
Wow.
He might have pushed off a little bit, but he makes the catch. And touchdown for touchdown.
That was a little bit of a nudge at the end, but I'll tell you what, your quarterback for Foster, Fayard, he's leading those receivers perfectly. I mean, the guy's not really open when he throws it, but he throws them open. You ever heard of that phrase?
Yes,
Throwing
I have.
them open. That's kind of how he's doing it tonight. Here comes another extra point attempt.
Nick Lopez puts it up in the air, and the kick is good. By the way, Patrick, we saw this Foster team against Travis early in the year, and they beat Travis pretty badly.
Yep.
And I was saying right then and there that JT Fayard was the right guy at quarterback for Foster, and he's been tearing it up all year, and he's hot early, but it is still a lead for Fulshear because they go for 2 every time. 16-14, they're up.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, fourth generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Nick Lopez to kick off for Foster. 3:35 to go in the first quarter, and we've had 4 touchdowns scored, 2 by each team. There goes the Lopez kick. It's a high arcing kick, and it drives Hunter into the end zone, but he brings it out from a yard deep. Gets across the 10, the 15, makes a couple of moves, and gets across the 25, but a flag comes in. I think we're going to have this one brought back a little bit on the tackle for Foster, Oscar Trevino.
I want to take this opportunity, Roger, to wish you a very happy 4th of July.
Okay,
with all these fireworks going
I
on
get
here
it.
Today. This is an unbelievable start to a game. Roger just mentioned 4 touchdowns already in the first quarter, and we've still got 3.5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Each of these teams is a firework.
That's right.
And I heard a rumor that Katy Perry is in the crowd here tonight.
Oh boy.
I doubt it. The penalty is going to take it back to the Fulshear 15.
So that's not a Katy High School you're referring to there?
Not a Katy Independent School District Perry reference at all, no. There are no Katy schools here tonight. But you can hear us anywhere, Patrick. We are on the World Wide Web. And it looks like Fulshear is going to call a timeout before they get this series underway. 3:28 to go after that kickoff return. 16-14 Fulshear. We'll be back. Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. They work with people as individuals. Revelo CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional at 281-712-8777 or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York, member FINRA SIPC, investment advisory through Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. CFP is a certified financial planner, Board of Standards Incorporated. This mark is awarded to individuals who successfully complete the CFP Board's initial and ongoing certification requirements. On the
in there.
2:51 to go in quarter number 1 and the clock ticking. Empty backfield for Parker Williams. 3 receivers on the right side of the formation. And there's a whistle before they get it snapped. They may have
and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and Katy. From owl to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're in line
right on this possession, we have had each. And it is now 2nd down and 10. Formation that Fulshear had before that Foster timeout. Parker Williams rolls to his left, throws and gets it to Godley, and he is ripped down violently.
That was a tackle by Williams, Micah Lindsey Williams. That's
not a DB either.
Yeah, but it looked like number 9 is still out there. And anyway, the tackle was kind of a twisting, turning tackle. Some of the fans up here on the Fulshear side were thinking maybe it was a face mask type thing.
Well, they're Charger fans, so they're horse lovers, and they don't want to see any horse collar tackles.
Exactly.
There is the give to at 45-50 and into Foster territory. It's the
job by the Falcons there. A loss of
the open tight rope. Okay, it's offsides on Fulshear, so it won't negate.
1st and 5 for the Falcons at the 27-yard line of the Fulshear.
This over there, maybe that'll change things for us.
Better luck.
Moving our little Wi-Fi hotspot around so it'll
see
stop.
How that works.
It's just losing contact with the laptop. And there's a dropped Dylan App, and he takes the direct snap, drops it, moves to his left, runs over a Fulshear tackler.
Boy,
Very
oh boy.
impressive play, and he has just about exactly what he needs for the first down. He's at the 22-yard line, and I think the guy that he ran over was Zachary Nicholson.
He went. Now he's going down. He looks like he might have a cramp there.
Yeah, Appany is face down on the field, and you know he's a long way from where the play. And we'll step aside and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Move your hand.
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad. Grab my hand.
Wait, okay.
No, now up the stairs. We tried that last time. Run around. You can literally run through him.
It is that bad. Don't settle for just mobile. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and a free streaming box included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Offer ends 12/21/22.
Okay, Dylan Appany is going off the field, and he's kind of picked up one leg, like that leg might be cramping. So hopefully he'll be just fine. And meanwhile, this drive is working just fine for Foster as Ashton Ojiaku comes back into the game, takes his place to the right side of JT Fayard. And Fayard takes a low snap, pumps short, throws deep for the goal line. It's intercepted! It's the third interception of the game. Amari Bickham with his second. Oh my goodness. Bickham is running back to, they might have some turnover trash can or something. He doesn't want to give up that football. He's just running around. He's got two fingers in the air, and I don't think he's asking for world peace right now.
No, I don't think so. For a world be free either.
20-yard line with 6:24 to go in the give to Godley, trying the right side, heavy traffic, but he does pick up 4. Second play of the drive, it's more of the same. It's the running game, but this time it's Calvian Hunter, and he carries it all the way to the 35, and that'll move the sticks. A first down on a pickup of 10.
Yeah, it's nice to have a guy like Hunter come in to give their big back a break.
And you know what, Patrick? I think it is Micah Lindsey Williams wearing number 9. He's been making a lot of tackles tonight for Foster. He's listed as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Ball at 35. Blitz look by Foster. Bootleg Parker Williams looking down the field. Rolling left. He's going to pull it down and run, and cannot break the tackle of 2 Foster Falcons.
That was speaking nobody to go to for the quarterback Williams that time, Parker Williams.
I'm sorry, Anthony Mosley got part of that tackle, and there was another Falcon there, but I
think it was Williams. It was Micah Lindsey Williams helping it on a tackle.
That was a 1-yard pickup, second down and 9. Running to the right is Calvian Hunter, and he's hit hard after he picks up 3 to the 39.
Boy, there's a lot of contact out there after the whistle. There's a lot of, I don't know, feistiness might be a good word. What'd you say earlier? You said a
39-yard line. Snarling and snapping.
Snarling and snapping, yeah, that's what you said. And that hasn't stopped as this game has progressed.
Well, it's just amazing how this rivalry, quote unquote, has revolved. These two schools have been playing each other in other sports, like volleyball. And that's really great when Foster plays Fulshear in volleyball. But this is the first time they played in football. There is a misdirection play, and there goes Godley, making moves, spinning, staying in bounds, and getting to the 47 of Foster.
Boy.
That's a gain of 14 yards and another first down, and a
penalty marker
comes in late. What's going on here? I think one of the players on the Fulshear side, someone who was not out there in the lineup right now, did something or said something, and that drew the flag.
Yeah, there.
Coach Nick Caduti in his second year with the Chargers, he's a very charismatic guy, and he is a pepper pot. Well, he is not afraid to say that he thinks his team is really good, and the team is kind of an extension of the coach's personality.
Well,
he's got a strong...
What'd you call him?
A pepper pot.
That's how they're playing. That's exactly how they're playing. Pepper pot. Got a 15-yard penalty there after the run, after a good run from Godley, but again, for somebody on the sideline did something or said something to produce the penalty. We might get something from our referee here. No, I guess not. He's going to go talk to the coach.
Well, Coach Caduti is not happy with the call that was made. It was clearly after the play. It didn't look like anything physical happened. It looked like it was a verbal thing, at least to up here. It looked like a verbal thing.
But it was clear and decisive by the official. So, but they're getting an earful though from the coach down there, who's being cheered on by the fans. Yeah, kind of like Earl Weaver was cheered on when he went out and kicked dirt on home plate, arguing with the umpires.
All right, 4:14 to go in the half. Fulshear leading it by a score of 24-14. The scoring flurry is kind of calmed down a bit.
Yep.
Fulshear with 3 interceptions of J.T. Fayard passes in this first half. Foster has picked off Parker Williams once. Foster has not punted, but Fulshear has punted the ball away once.
And unfortunately for Foster, both those interceptions, or 2 of those interceptions, were down close to scoring position.
There is a toss, and there goes Calvian Hunter up the right side between the sideline and the numbers, and he gets it almost back to midfield. In fact, that's where they spot him. It is a gain all the way back to the 50, so it's now manageable at 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, they had a 1st and 25, and they were able to carve into that distance pretty well on that first play.
Seth Smith in as a blocking back in an I formation. Hunter dotting the I. Give to Hunter off the left side, following his blockers and diving forward to the 45 of Foster, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 10.
The Chargers are, I hate to say it this way, but they're kind of running almost at will here. They're getting positive yards on most of their runs here, but right now they got a 3rd and 10.
Pistol formation. Foster might have jumped. Throw for Medica. The ball sails over his head, and there's another flag. It's going to be for pass interference. I believe they've got Ashton Ojiaku. He's covering Jax Medica, and the ball went over their head, but I think one of the officials is going to rule that Ojiaku impeded Medica's progress.
Yeah, it looked like there was some contact. Definitely there was offsides on the play. There's no doubt about that one.
And smart quarterback Parker Williams knew it was a free play.
And he went for the deep pass.
You know what? They said number 0. I think that's Chase Canada.
Yeah.
The guy that we've been trying to identify, it is Chase Canada. He's number 0, and Ojiaku is not playing defense.
Yeah, it was on Canada. And so the Fulshear Chargers came out of that 1st and 25, and they got the 1st down. A little help from a penalty.
On 1st down and 10, a toss sweep coming to the right side. Hunter outside the numbers and all the way down to the 21. It's a quick gain of 10. I think he's got another 1st down. Calvian, C-A-L-V-I-O-N. Have you ever seen anyone with their first name spelled that way?
I do not think so.
Calvian
Hunter. And they got a player down for Fulshear when I can't tell if it's a cramp situation again or.
I think it's Avery Milligan, sophomore defensive back. He was lying down on his stomach. Now they kind of turn him over, and it looks like it's his lower right leg, and hopefully all that he's experiencing right now is a cramp, and now they pull him to his feet. Yeah, I have a feeling that's what it is.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a pretty good chance of getting back into ball game.
But I will say this, Patrick. We have so much great technology for so many things, including nutrition and different beverages that can help athletes bounce back. And yet it seems like we have just as many, if not more, leg cramp situations in these football games than I ever saw in all my decades of observing football.
I think you're right about that. This has been really a high year of leg cramps. I don't know if it has something to do with the weather or what, but it's a nice night out here tonight. It's not that warm.
1st and 10 at the 20. And it is Parker Williams throwing a down and out route to a receiver who didn't look that way, so it's incomplete. He was trying to deliver it to Jacob Collins, and he kept running pretty much straight up the field.
The guy who had the best chance at that ball looked like Cannon Campworth, if I have the number right. Just out of his reach, but definitely there was a little misunderstanding of the route in the pass there.
2nd down and 10 from the 20. Hunter is still the lone setback, but now he's not. Seth Smith moves in between Parker Williams and Hunter. Give to Hunter off the left side with Smith leading the way, and he gets inside the 25. Inside the 15 to the 12. And now we're going to have a 3rd down and 3 coming up.
Boy, I tell you, wouldn't you like to run behind the fullback Seth Smith? He's a big guy, and he moves real well.
And he's got the big fountain of blonde hair coming out the back of the helmet.
And
he's one of those Thor types.
He's got one of those. He's got that mentality too. You just find me somebody to hit. Find me somebody to hit. Here it is, 3rd and 3.
Give up the middle. Godley back in there, and he's hit near the line of scrimmage. He didn't get it. He was brought down. Demetrius Godfrey snipped it out perfectly, and he limits him to a gain of, well, nothing.
So, do you think they're going to go for it, Roger?
You know, actually, I say it's a 1-yard gain, so it's 4th and 2, and absolutely yes. It's Godley behind Seth Smith. Parker Williams stops and looks back over at the sideline. His linemen are either squatting or kneeling. Play clock is at 10. They still haven't gotten back into their stances. Clock at 5. They're going to have to take a timeout, I think. And sure enough, they do.
Installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
We are back. Roger Smith and Patrick Kinnick with you from Traylor Stadium. It is Foster and Fulshear, a real grudge match. The first ever football matchup between these two teams on the varsity level, or I guess at any level. Well, they played sub-varsity games last night.
It's 4th down and 2 here, and Foster really could use a stop here. If they don't stop them, it's going to be possibly a 3-score deficit going into the halftime locker room.
Williams sends Hunter in motion to the right, and now he stops. There are no setbacks. It's just Parker Williams and a bunch of guys either right on the line or a yard off the line. Now they send Hunter in motion to the right. Give it to him on the jet sweep inside the 10, still going. Blasted out of bounds inside the 5, but that'll be a 1st and goal. Oh, what a hit. Christopher Gore.
Well,
wow.
He was a great hit out of bounds, but there was a nice block prior to that. One of the Falcons got plowed over, and you said it right. They got a 1st and goal situation at the 4-yard line. So Fulshear is on their way to possibly breaking 30 here in the first half.
1st and goal at the 4. Godley dotting the I. Ball on the right hash mark. Give to Godley. Cuts it up the middle. Blast into the end zone. Does a side roll across the goal line. And with 1:09 to go before the half, by the way, Patrick, that is an Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive that covered 80 yards and took 13 plays. Yeah, that's right, 13 plays. And let me do a little subtraction here. 5 minutes and 15 seconds were burned off the clock, and that's got to be very discouraging for Foster, which is going to go into the locker room, well, maybe down by 16, possibly more on this 2-point try. But of course, they could do something in the final 1:09 of this first half. But Fulshear coming out in the same formation they've used for 2-pointers, and Parker Williams dives for the goal line, did not get there. For the first time, their 2-pointer does not work. And so they have the 30-14 lead with 1:09 to go, and we'll be back after this from our friends at Archer Volkswagen.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
All right, Fulshear set to kick off. And it's not Mahoney, it's Coy Tollef.
Back with some more starting the second half. Obviously, that's the way you want to do it, but they only have 1:09 here to play in the first half, which is enough time for a team like Foster. Let's find out if they do it.
JT Fayard, if he can get his team driven down the field, he will have to throw into the wind. Ojiaku takes it on a running play to start this drive, and he's moving like a water bug. Great moves, and he picked up about 6 to the 31, and the clock keeps on ticking. We're under a minute to go.
Foster has 2 timeouts. They're
I kind of want to explain to someone out there in the audience who might be wondering, why are we here? Well, first of all, Foster and Fulshear, I guess there are 2 favorite teams in Lamar Consolidated ISD. They often play against teams from Fort Bend ISD. In volleyball, they went all the way to the state championship, and they won the championship to Garland 2 more times. Second down and 4 for Foster, and it's a delay. The give to Ojiaku, stiff arms a man, gets to what he needs for the first down, trying to get out of bounds, and he does, but where will they mark him? He had the first down, but when he slipped away from a tackler and was fighting for the sideline, he might have backtracked. Are they going to move the sticks?
It looks to me like it's a first down, but
yeah,
maybe not. Well, they're marking it a first down, but even I'm not sure if he got it where the ball's marked. But
maybe he stuck the ball out with his left hand and got it ahead of the stick. First down and 10 from the 35. Fayard, low snap, gathers it in, throws near sideline, incomplete. A hard hit that jarred the ball loose from Jalen Austin. And we got a lot of talking going on. There's a flag. I don't know if it's on Jalen Austin or the Fulshear defender, and that Fulshear defender is Justin Pulsness.
It's going to be on. It's going to be on Austin, I think. Although he was pushed by Pulsness, nudged a little bit after the play. He turned around and gave him a big shove. And they always get the second guy. Really should be offsetting, in my opinion, but.
All right, so that's going to be a penalty against Foster. It is Jalen Austin who gets flagged, and that means I think we're going to see Foster just run a basic running play up the middle, or perhaps even kneel.
Perhaps.
Because they're now deep in their own end and going into the wind and trailing 30-14. They probably just want to go back to the locker room and regroup, but I could be wrong. We'll see what Fayard does here. And it is a draw play to Ojiaku. He bounces off several tacklers before going down at the 31-yard line. He is always hard to tackle. 15 seconds, clock still going.
That might be the last play, Roger.
Fulshear has 2 timeouts, but it doesn't look like they're going to use one. And it would only be 3rd down and 15 anyway. 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the first half. And the Fulshear fans very happy with their team. Both playing each other in their joint home stadium, Trailer Stadium. So I kind of wanted to wrap up that little timeline of being a part of Fulshear volleyball, because they've been so strong under Coach Sidney Zimmerman, and they have a very good chance to win Region 3, although there are some very tough customers in Class 5A Region 3, including Friendswood and Barbers Hill. But if they go to Garland, we're going to Garland. We also are tracking Ridge Point and hoping that Ridge Point can get there as well. Fulshear finally leaving the field. I think Coach Kadudi wanted to say something to the Chargers before they made their exit. All right, I'm not going to promise anything because I'm not sure it's stored in our laptop. But I have a certain interview. If it's there, you will want to hear it. And so we're going to step aside and be back with our Next Level Urgent Care halftime show on VypeFortBend.com. It's either that interview or Patrick and me tap dancing for 28 minutes. We'll be back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn, solutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact.
Conventions makes their MP3 sound really good, and they can watch early TVs and have to wait for it to warm up instead of boot up. They've never seen a phone booth. It's a lot of fun to ask them to use a telephone dial. They don't know what to, people are sticking their fingers in the holes, like they're pushing buttons. So it's a whole different world, but the kids really need to know, and it's been a really great experience for doing that.
I'm at a similar loss for words when kids can't tell you where the electricity comes from other than that it comes from a plug in the wall. They don't realize that something has to burn to produce that, but that's a whole nother discussion. One thing that really amazed me the first time I visited your museum is when you explained just how difficult it was to televise an event, especially a football game, because the camera equipment, I'm going to exaggerate here, but maybe you'd have a camera that weighed a couple of tons ago.
Well, the early color cameras, the first ones that came out that people used into the 1970s, I mean, I've got pictures of them at Texas Tech hauling these things into the bleachers and stuff. They weighed 345 pounds, and then you still had to have a tripod and a dolly and whatever, and cables. Giant cables. I mean, these cables were 1.5 inches in diameter, and the early ones had 3 cables that came out of it. You're dragging hundreds and hundreds of feet of this stuff into the stadium, and then plugging it into the truck that's parked outside. That, oh, by the way, didn't have air conditioning. That was really special too. And everybody had to wear a coat and tie while they're doing this too. That was just the way it was back in the 1950s, 1960s. It was huge work to do. Now you go into a stadium, and I think the Super Bowl had 124 cameras. Our original ESPN truck had 4. They upped it to 6 and thought, wow, this is something.
And in some places, didn't they have to build a pedestal or a deck, or maybe bring in some scaffolding just to have a place to put the camera?
Yeah, they certainly did. You couldn't put this on the little tiny narrow place where your bleachers are. You used to see them, they'd mount one in a golf cart and move back and forth up and down the sideline at a football game. And there was some poor guy that had to drag this incredibly heavy cable, from quick, we're going to the 20-yard line now for the first down, and they had to go drag this thing down there. It was some serious work. The guys that did that were real athletes, really. And then even later in the 70s, when they started coming out with handheld cameras, they were 35, 40 pounds. And can you imagine having that on your shoulder? You fall over on your back with this thing, and you get seriously hurt doing this. Now there's little cameras in the pylons that are there at the goal line. There's 4 of them in each one of those, and they're all wireless. It's a whole different world today, totally different.
We could talk with Chuck Conrad all day. You can come to the museum in Kilgore at 416 East Main Street, and you can spend all day. You'll love it. And I mistakenly called it a business earlier. It's a 501c3. So do make a generous donation. It's certainly worth it. I know that libraries want your money and all kinds of places that kind of help preserve our story in different businesses, but this is just amazing. Thank you, Chuck, for being with us. Folks, make a donation when you come here. It's something that you really need to do, but it's worth its weight in gold or pennies or whatever you pay. Thank you, Chuck.
You're welcome. Come see us.
All right, soon as football season is over, I think I will, but we want our playoff teams to go on and on and on. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
My husband and I live next door to a haunted graveyard. It's a little creepy, but we manage. Just like we manage without home internet. Do I wish my mobile hotspot was faster? Yes, but I make it work. Kinda. Just like we make it work sleeping next to a 17th century burial ground.
Honey, can you move your hand?
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad. Grab my hand.
Wait, okay.
No, now up the stairs. We tried that last time. Run around. You can literally run through him.
It is that bad. Don't settle for just mobile. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and a free streaming box included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Offer ends 12/21/22.
Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. They work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional at 281-712-8777 or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York, member FINRA SIPC, investment advisory through Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. CFP is a certification mark owned by the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards, Incorporated. This mark is awarded to individuals who successfully complete the CFP Board's initial and ongoing certification requirements. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. Our halftime score is Fulshear 30 and Foster 14. These two teams are going to be playoff bound. It's a very high-quality district, District 10, Class 5A, Division 1. Angleton's going to be in the playoffs, possibly the top seed. unless they had a very unlikely loss this week against the Terry Rangers. So it sounds like Coach Kadudi of Fulshear really expects that Angleton is going to win that game. Pardon me. I'm thinking phlegmatically right now. So Fulshear is going to be in the playoffs, most likely the second seed out of this district. And Magnolia West is a very quality team that's going to end up as a 5 seed and going to be on the outside looking in. So what a quality district this is, and Fulshear is just having certainly the best season ever with one loss thus far this year and leading by 16 at the half. So any observations that you have in this first half where Fulshear built the lead?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, pal.
Well, Fulshear came out with a lot of energy, and they really played with energy the whole half. They had their first 2 drives were touchdowns, and then it slowed down a little bit, and then they had that long, remember that 93-yard drive for 2 plays, and all the yards were gained by Godley, and then they scored again, and this kind of took charge. They were kind of in command the whole way, but they really took charge toward the end of the first half. And then they had that long drive. Well, how many minutes was that? 5.5 minutes long?
5 minutes and 15 seconds, or pretty close to that. 5:15.
So they really did dominate the first half, especially the second quarter. They just kind of were in control, I guess.
And as I was talking about those playoff qualifiers from this district, one of them is Manville, which last week Fulshear went on the road to Freedom Field, and in very tough, drizzly, windy conditions, they came up with a win of 9-7. This is a team that averages 47.8 points per game, and they were in one of those really slug-it-out, tough defensive slugfests. I used slug twice in the same sentence. Sorry about that, didn't mean to. But it's really good if you're one of those high-scoring offensive teams, and yet you prove that you can win that kind of game when it's not your usual up and down the field, big play kind of game. So Manville is going to go to the playoffs out of this district. So will Foster and Fulshear, as well as Angleton and Magnolia West. A great year for them, but they come up short in a brutally hard district. Now, speaking of other districts, Patrick, one thing that I want to point out is that tomorrow I'm going to be going solo from Dayton, Texas. I've never been to Dayton, Texas. I might have driven through it and didn't even realize it, but the Marshall Buffs are going to be playing there tomorrow night. There's a good chance there's going to be rain.
Well,
but I'm just
bring
gonna
that
take
umbrella.
my umbrella and hope for the best.
Well, speaking of playoff teams, Marshall is making their way toward the playoffs again, and we're looking forward to their run here coming up in a few weeks.
They sure are, and you know, Port Neches Groves is the only team that has beaten Dayton in district play, but Port Neches Groves was also beaten pretty soundly by Marshall in a game that we broadcasted on a Saturday. Tonight, by the way, in the third quarter with 5 minutes left in that period, Port Neches Groves is leading Galena Park by a score of 35-0. We'll give us some other scores from around the area. Up to Class 6A, you've got Katy Cinco Ranch. That's a great sounding Fulshear band tonight, by the way. All right, so Katy Cinco Ranch is going to be going to the playoffs in the Division I portion of 6A, and they lead. It's actually over now. They beat Katy Seven Lakes 56-17. Pearland Oilers go into the playoffs under new head coach B.J. Gott, who came over from Katy Pato. 59-7. Pearland has beaten the A-Leaf Hastings Bears. What a horrible year it's been for A-Leaf Hastings.
I want to know if that game was played at the Rig.
It was played at the Rig, and A-Leaf Hastings just had a nightmarish year. I'm sure they're very glad that it is over. By the way, I think the Todd Freed powered by Vype football broadcast game is Bridgeland going to the fourth quarter, leading 24-10 over Cy Springs. You got Houston Stratford leading Jersey Village with 4:09 to go in the third quarter tonight. The Port Arthur Memorial Titans are leading Humble Kingwood Park at halftime. It's 17-10 in that one. Brazoswood, this is kind of a surprise, leading Clear Lake by a score of 24-17. I think that Clear Lake is playoff bound and Brazoswood is not, but somebody forgot to send Brazoswood a memo that they weren't supposed to win that game. All right, you got the Woodlands College Park trailing the Conroe Tigers 24-6 with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Dickinson ready for the playoffs. Going to the fourth quarter, they lead Clear Brook 45-7. I can pause between scores because the band sounds so good.
That's right. And they kind of have a little burst to them. Every once in a while, they burst the volume a little bit.
By the way, guess who else is ready for the playoffs? The Hightower Hurricanes. They are leading 34-0 over Fort Bend Austin at halftime of their ball game. So Hightower looking good. They're going to be the higher seed of the two from Fort Bend ISD in the Division II bracket of Class 6A. I know you don't like the system whereby the 6A teams are divided up into Divisions 1 and 2, but please.
I'm just going to...
Wait, Patrick.
What are you saying?
This says that Marshall is playing Dayton
right
tonight. Now. You know what that means? That means
you got the night
they were
off.
Going to play it tomorrow night, but because of rain, they must have decided to play it one night earlier, and therefore,
you got the night off.
Going to Dayton.
Well, let me say this. Is that how you're going to find this out, or were they going to let you know? Somebody?
I don't think they were ever going to let me know. So all I find out on the Dave Campbell's Texas Football app, which I'm using to get all these scores. At halftime, Marshall leads Dayton 28-14, playing a game in a stadium that I was going to visit tomorrow night, but I'm sure glad I looked at this.
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't drive an hour to Dayton.
Do you think they actually did that because of the weather?
I know that in Dallas-Fort Worth last weekend, there were over a dozen games that were moved to Thursday.
Really?
They were going to be on Friday, but they were expecting big rain, and I noticed that there was a heavy chance of rain.
Are we expected to get big rain tomorrow?
Yes, in Dayton, absolutely. By the way, Tidehaven leads Van Vleck 21-0 going to the third quarter. You ever heard of Van Vleck?
I have not.
Okay, how about Tidehaven?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I just threw that in there to mess you up.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I guess I gotta figure out which game I might do tomorrow night. If I'm gonna do a game, it's gonna be a game that's close. I mean, in proximity. Okay, well.
The players are back on. The players are back on the field, Roger.
You know what that might mean? It just hit me, Patrick.
What is it?
If there's no Marshall football game to do tomorrow night, I think I'm going to go to a Fulshear volleyball playoff match.
I'll be darned.
Or maybe even a Ridge Point volleyball playoff match.
There's definitely volleyball tomorrow night.
I think there is.
So
Second round of the playoffs.
You're going to find out which one is available for you to do.
You know what? I could text my two good friends, Sidney Zimmerman, head coach of Fulshear Volleyball.
And by the way, Roger's doing that right now
and
while
Lauren
we're
Bailey, she's
broadcasting.
the head coach of the Ridge Point girls. I would love to see both of those teams in Garland the Saturday before Thanksgiving. I'd like to see them both win. I would be so happy. Do you ever have a good friend, and when they have a great personal triumph, you just feel so good inside because you know how difficult it was for them to achieve something, required such great work and such great sacrifice. I'm just imagining how wonderful that would be.
Well, I hope you get that feeling, and those teams get that feeling as well.
And Foster, they did lose to Fulshear twice in the regular season in volleyball, but they got a pretty good team themselves. All right, Guess what? We killed off all the halftime. And Fulshear is kicking off. And there is the kick, and it's going deep. And it's all the way into the end zone. Coy Tollefson blew it out the back of the end zone, and now Foster trailing by 16 points as we start this third quarter. Will have the ball at their own 25.
Well, Fulshear, the Falcons, I should say, are about due to get something going offensively. They scored on their first 2 possessions, got 14 points on the board with about halfway through the first quarter, and since then, they've actually stubbed their toe a few times. Interceptions have cost them point opportunities.
All right, JT Fayard lines up, low snap, hands it off to Ashton Ojiaku off the right side, stiff arms a man, dodges another, keeps on going. A very impressive run of 9 yards to begin this second half.
He's got a good stride to him, and he's actually very willing to make a spin move. He does a lot of spin moves, and it always seems to give him an extra yard or two. And he picked up 8 yards on that first carry.
He's a spin doctor. Second down and 2, and there he goes off the right side, bounces off lineman near the line of scrimmage, and he gives a dead leg to one of the tacklers and goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line. He just picked up 8 yards, make it 7, and it's a first down.
So they come out with some good running plays to start the half, and they're trying to work with their bread and butter.
They know where their bread is buttered. Third play of the drive, here we go, 1st and 10 from the 42. Up the middle goes Ojiaku, and he gets a face full of purple jerseyed linemen. Oh my goodness. That was fun for Eamon Smalls. So, you know, you remember in the movie The Sandlot, they said, "You're killing me, Smalls."
Yeah, that he was killing him on that play.
Killing him on that play, but it was 1 yard for Ojiaku. Second down and 9 for Foster from their own 42 and a half, I'm going to call it. Fayard in the spread, calls for the snap, looks to the right, throws a quick little stop route, and gets a completion to Apney just over the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd and a short 2 for the Foster Falcons after that quick pop pass.
Nice to see Apney back in the game. He went off limping and looked like he had a cramp. He looks pretty good out there right now.
Fayard looking right, now left, and he gets rid of it quickly. Another stop route. There's Apney again, and a catch for a first down as he gets it to the 44-yard line of Fulshear. He only picked up 4, but that's enough to move the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Why haven't they moved the chains yet?
That's a good question. The chains are still sitting back there at the 42, 48-yard line, and here they come. I guess they can't move until they're instructed to do so.
All right, so Foster is executing well on this first drive of the third quarter, trailing by 16. Give to Ojiaku right up the middle. Now he cuts left. Good yardage. And he carries it to the 38-yard line of Fulshear. On his back, dragging him down, Logan Hudson, the sophomore linebacker. That's the 6th play of the drive. And it's a pickup of 6 right there, second down and 4. You know, there was an edginess to the first half. We had a lot of penalty calls, a little personal foul here and there, a little dead ball foul after the whistle. Low snap, Fayard has to go back and pick it up. Looks deep, now he's flushed, now he's sacked at the 50. Chance Bryant got in the backfield and rode him down.
Yeah, that play started off with the low snap. He picked it up, looked like he might be able to get somebody downfield, but the rush came pretty quick, and they swallowed him up at the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 15 yards to go. So the promising drive is being threatened here.
It's in jeopardy.
It is in jeopardy, yes, sir.
Dropping back is Fayard, and he throws it over the defense, and it is picked off! It is picked off by Fulshear! And it's going to be a possible pick six, but Ojaku runs the man down. Tyrell Schilling gets it all the way to the 10-yard line on the 4th interception of the game for this Fulshear defense. In fact, they spotted at the 8. It's first and goal from there.
Yeah, it's a tough break. They were trying to run a screen pass to Ojaku, and the ball was tipped, batted around a couple of times, and it came down to the defender's arms, and he stumbled down the right sideline. Ojaku was trying to knock it out of his hand to try to cause a fumble.
I didn't see a flag, Patrick, but there is some kind of penalty.
There must be, looks like they're, let's see.
Illegal hands to the face or something like that?
Well, they're going back to the 8. I don't know why they were marching back, but they're at the 8-yard line.
Patrick, I was just going to say, on that screen pass, let's just say if it wasn't a pick six, Ojaku was going to get buried.
Yeah, they were
3 guys that were just all over it, and that play was going nowhere, but disaster struck, and it was a pick six, or almost a pick six. They're inside the 8, and a toss to Godley, running right, gets to the 5, still fighting, and gets to the 4.
Boy, he's hard to bring down. You can. I don't know if I've seen him really wrapped up tonight. You just can't get your arms wrapped around him. He's always got the moves going and the legs churning, and hard to get a grip on him.
And
Gain of 3 on that play.
And what a play by Tyrell Schilling, big number 88, sprinting down the sideline. He almost got into the end zone. Ball is at the 5. Second down and goal from there. Full house backfield for Fulshear, and they're heavy to the left side of the formation. Godley running the toss that way, inside the 5, into the end zone, touchdown! That is an Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive. It covers 8 yards, takes up 2 plays, and it takes 30 seconds off the scoreboard clock, and that is a real gut punch to Foster, which had that promising drive. They ran the screen. The pickoff by Schilling got it into a goal-to-go situation. It's now 36-14, and Fulshear is going to try for the 2-pointer from a conventional formation. Single setback. That's Godley, heavy to the right of the formation with a lot of blockers on this side of the hash marks.
I got a question for you, Roger, and I'll ask it maybe after the break here.
Fake to Godley. Parker Williams rolls left, throws to Seth Smith. 2-pointer is good. It is 38-14. 7:40 to go in the third. Fulshear has struck first in the third, and that might be more than Foster can overcome. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com after this from Archer Volkswagen.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
The hammer of Thor, Seth Smith, goes in for the 2-pointer, and Fulshear trying an onside kick up by 24 points, and the ball does not go 10 yards. It goes out of bounds at the Fulshear 47. So Foster will get the ball in pretty good field position. If they're going to begin a comeback, that's helpful to them.
Well, if they're going to begin a comeback, they better start pretty soon here. The score keeps running away from them. It's 38-14, but you know, Foster has moved the ball fairly well a few times, and those 4 interceptions have really cost them. And I want to say that not every one of them were the quarterback's fault, because a couple of them were tipped passes and kind of unlucky for him.
Well, I will say And by the way, because of a penalty, the ball going out of bounds without being touched on a kickoff, it's a 5-yard penalty that moves the ball to the 42. So Foster has a short field to navigate here. Fayard hands it up to Ojaku, and he slams ahead and picks up 2 yards. That's it. Coming through to make the tackle with Rashad Smith. R-Y-S-H-A-U-D, Smith.
Well, if I'm Foster, I want to stick with my game plan here. I don't want to get overly excited here. Let's just play the game and see if we can score a touchdown and take it one play at a time.
Fayard, after a play fake, throws far across to the other side of the field and a very nice pass, but his receiver, Mason Ladiski, after making the catch, slides to the ground, so he's down right there at the 36.
That was about the longest pass I've seen for a 3-yard gain I've ever seen. He threw that ball about, 25 yards for a gain of 3.
Basically into a crosswind because the wind is blowing in their faces, and he threw it deep sideways. And now there is Ojaku picks up a ball in the backfield because it was a low snap to Appeney. Appeney couldn't control it. Ojaku tried to get out of the backfield. He got back to the 50, but that ends up being a 4-yard loss.
Yeah,
and the tackler, Germany Williams of Fulshear, sitting down, maybe cramping a bit.
He's up now. The low snaps have cost Foster a few times tonight, unfortunately. Now look at a 4th down and about 10 yards to go. The referee, the officials are talking about some things here at about the 40-yard line. I don't know what they'd be talking about. There's a penalty marker on the field. That's what it is.
If they were closer to Foster High School campus, they might be saying, let's get together for a little post-game meal at the Swinging Door.
The Swinging Door, yep, that's a good place. Yeah, the way it looks, it might be a penalty against Fulshear here. The way some of those Fulshear defenders are talking to each other. But it's a long conference. 5 officials at the 40.
Hopefully we can hear Ricky Prine give the
the
result of this discussion, but
they might be having some Swinging Door right now, some barbecue out there. For how long they're, well, the way they're talking, it's a long conversation. They're still talking. But it looks like it's going to be a march against Fulshear.
Oh, okay. Well, it's targeting.
Whoa.
So that means it's a penalty against Fulshear, and it'll give Foster a 1st down.
Well, it's hard to tell
from the 20.
From this distance. It's hard to tell, and of course we don't have all the replays, all those replays we see in the college games where they go to the sidelines and they analyze it. But apparently there was a targeting situation, which it's a big break for Foster, who had a big loss on the play, and now they get a 1st down out of it.
1st and 10 at the 21, and it's Fayard back in the spread formation to take the snap. By the way, just when I thought I was done with my throat issues, they have returned. So I apologize, dear listeners.
Well, maybe
I clear my throat sometimes.
Maybe it's being outside in this weather.
They're banging on the bleachers. Fayard gives it up the middle to Ojaku, slamming ahead, bounces off, outside the numbers, inside the 10, down the sideline, into the end zone, touchdown.
Well, that penalty really helped the Foster Falcons. They're back in it a little bit here.
So that is an Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive. It takes 4 plays. It covers 42 yards, and half those 42 yards on the 21-yard touchdown run by Ashton Ojaku.
And I want to just remind
1 minute and 30 seconds off the scoreboard clock. Foster doing the right thing here, down by 24 before that touchdown. They need to go for 2. They need 3 touchdowns and to try to get a 2-pointer after each one. And they have a different back in there. It's not Ojaku. And Fayard is under center, not in the spread. Empty backfield now as the man goes in motion. Fayard on a quarterback draw, and it was snuffed out immediately by the interior of the Charger line. Eamon Smalls. Smalls, you're killing him again. So the 6 points for Foster gets them within 38-20. 6:10 to go in the third. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
My husband and I live next door to a haunted graveyard. It's a little creepy, but we manage. Just like we manage without home internet. Do I wish my mobile hotspot was faster? Yes, but I make it work. Kinda. Just like we make it work sleeping next to a 17th century burial ground.
Honey, can you move your hand?
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad. Grab my hand.
Wait, okay.
No, not up the stairs. We tried that last time. You can literally run through him.
It is that bad. Don't settle for just mobile. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and a free streaming box included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Offer ends 12/21/22.
All right, so Fulshear ready to receive the kickoff, and we're basically halfway through the third quarter, and so the Chargers have the wind at their back for those 6 more minutes, plus 10 seconds, and I'm sure they'll try to get some things done here. You know, they have a chance for a good kickoff return, because there's something I didn't tell you about that happened while we were between the failed 2-point conversion try by Foster and this kickoff. There was a 15-yard penalty for a personal foul on one of the Falcons, and I would tell you who it is, but I forgot what number referee Ricky Prine gave us. So Nick Lopez is kicking off from his 25. Jacob Collins, Calvian Hunter back to receive. Also back there is Joey Mahoney. The kick is into the wind, so they have a chance to bring it back a good distance. It's a high, short kick, and it goes out of bounds. And it's caught by one of the assistant coaches, and I guess he's a very popular one. He bows to the crowd. Very short kick, into the wind, out of bounds. Penalty yardage will be assessed for kicking out of bounds. So it'll be Fulshear starting at their own 41. And there's one thing about Fulshear and just their attitudinal way of playing football. They don't take their foot off the gas. Oh, wait a minute. Fulshear, hold on. Fulshear is going to make Foster kick it again. Okay. I think that's a good move. I think they have a chance for a big return. Great call by Coach Caduti to tell Foster they got to kick it off not from their 25, but from their 20. It's almost like what happens after you give up a safety. All right, so earlier in this broadcast, I had mentioned that I was going to bring you a game from Dayton, Texas. The Marshall Buffs taking on the Dayton Broncos tomorrow night, but they have decided to play that game tonight because of the heavy rain that's expected tomorrow. So I got to do something else. I might be doing a volleyball match. All right, Nick Lopez from the right hash mark will kick it off. Here comes his kick, and it is high, and it's going to come down to Jacob Collins. Up the middle of the field, he gets to the 40, to the 45, still going, 50, near the sideline, and belted at the 46. Down he goes there. 1st and 10 for these Fulshear Chargers. On the tackle on that kickoff return, it was Colton Welker. So, Patrick, there was a personal foul on that 2-point play. And as a result, Foster had to kick off from their 25. They kicked it off out of bounds. Fulshear made them kick it again. They kicked from the 20. And so Fulshear starts at the 45-yard line of Foster. With 6:02 to go in the third quarter. Running to the left is Calvian Hunter. Can't get to the edge. Picks up a yard. That's it. And a great tackle by Anthony Mosley, who's really been doing a lot for these Foster Falcons, despite the fact that they have given up 38 points.
Yeah, a lot of that's not the defense's fault. You know, they had that last drive was an 8-yard drive, and they've got a couple of good long drives, but Foster defense isn't all to blame for all these points.
Heavy backfield. Parker Williams keeping it to the right, turns it up between the hash marks, and he's hit hard at the 41-yard line of Foster.
Well, I'll tell you what.
See, he picked up, I guess he picked up 2 yards on that one. It's 3rd and 6.
Seth Smith really put a power block on somebody out there, and he knocked somebody to the turf, and then he went down and got some more. So it's be 3rd down and about 6, though. Can the Foster Falcons hold them on a 3rd down play?
And I have a feeling that because Fulshear just does not take their foot off the gas.
This is
if they
4
come up
down
short
territory.
On 3rd down, unless it's some sack or something.
Got a timeout here.
See them go for it on 4th down, but first we're going to see them call a timeout, and we'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Long Meadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
All right, we're back. Fulshear took a timeout, and now they're ready for their 3rd and 6 play. From the 41, spread formation, Parker Williams sends Seth Smith in motion. Now he's flushed to the left, looking down the field, gets past the rush, gets to the 35, and he's upended, but he dives to the 33, and that's a 1st down on the pickup of 8 yards and a 1st down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Chase Canada upended him. But that Parker Williams, by the way, I saw him interviewed on television. He's a little blonde-haired kid. He's a senior. Doesn't really look like a senior. He looks like he's a sophomore. And he hands it off to Calvian Hunter, running left, up the numbers. And he picks up about 7 more as he slams ahead to the 26.
On that 3rd down play, it looked like they had him for a sack, but he was able to come out of there with a good spin move and then strong running to get that 1st down.
So they're taking advantage of this wind at their back in the 3rd quarter. This drive started with 6:02 to go in the 3rd, and they have run the clock down to 3.5 minutes. And it continues to tick down. 8 yards on that last carry by Hunter. So on 2nd and 2, they give it to him, and he runs right, and he's hit in the backfield and thrown down like a wet rag. Oh, my goodness. Ahmad Altikali brought him down, and it was a loss of, I'm going to call it 4. So that creates a 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6.
Another 3rd down situation for the Falcons to try to take advantage of it here. They have been unable to stop them on 3rd down, though, so
Parker
far tonight.
Williams sends Calvian Hunter in motion from right to left, gives it to him on a jet sweep, going for the edge, and he cuts back up, and he gets the 1st down inside the 25 to the 22. It'll move the sticks, and Seth Smith gets up from the rubble, the carnage, he was one of the blocking a guy who made a difference on that play.
He's got that classic fullback look to him, and he's got the mentality too, because he loves to find the nearest guy and lay the wood.
He's got that big, thick chest. He probably has a neck roll, except it would get in the way of his hair.
Remember the neck rolls he used to wear?
Yes, I do. From the 22, give to Godley, who's back in there, pops through. 10-yard line, still going. Touchdown, Fulshear. That might be checkmate right there on a 22-yard touchdown run by Javion Godley. And no flags.
Well, good blocking again by the Fulshear line and lead blocker and so on. He didn't really have much resistance again. And when you got that kind of hole and you're that kind of runner.
Fulshear going for two, pistol formation. Godley behind Parker Williams.
Okay, I got that question again, Roger.
Well, hold on. We have to give the Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive after we call the 2-point play. Looking for the pylon, LaFade route. It's out of bounds. It does not count, as they were trying to get it to Jack Medica. But that Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive took 7 plays. It took 1 minute 58 seconds off the clock, covered 45 yards, the last 22 of which were Javion Godley with a touchdown run that makes it 44-20. We still have a quarter plus 2:04 to go. And what was your question, Patrick?
Okay, so I was always the and I guess I don't know my rules very well, or at least I thought I knew them, but I thought when you were a lineman and you put your hand down, you know, an offensive lineman, and you put your hand down, you're supposed to not move. But when they run their plays, they all go to the line, they got their hand down, and they turn, they kneel, they're moving. I thought you weren't supposed to move.
You know,
What's the rule
really
on
good
that?
Questions that I would like to ask one of my favorite officials, like Ricky Prine.
I'd love to hear the explanation on that, because I've seen it happen multiple times tonight, and apparently it's not against the rules for some reason. I'm not sure. When I was playing, it seemed like you were a lineman, you couldn't move.
And it's an onside kick. Foster does recover it, however, at their own 47. Coming up with it was Jack Denherter. So the thing about Fulshear is they're not quite one of those extreme teams that never punts. There are a few teams like that, some wacky high school teams throughout the nation, but it seems like they go for two on every extra point, and they kick an onside kick regardless of the score and time left in the game. I don't know, at least a couple of times a game.
Yeah, they just did it there.
Fayard throwing to the near sideline, got Appany, backs up, and keeps
Look at
going.
that.
Look at that run across the 40. Wow. It looked like it was just going to be a pedestrian gain of 4 or 5 yards.
And there was about 5 Fulshear players right around him, and nobody wanted to wrap him up.
Ends up being a pickup of 18 to the 36, and Appany has not quit, that's for sure. Well, little brother has risen up here. Fulshear has not been open as long as Foster.
Ooh,
high snap, Fayard has it, stands strong, throws over the middle, got a completion to Appany, and he gets inside the 30 to the 29, and they push him back. And there is Fulshear folks were upset with Appany for pushing someone after the play had been blown dead, and they gave him a pretty favorable spot to. I think he already got to the 29.
Well,
he got to the 27.
Let's describe the. We'll describe the whole play there in a moment here, and as Foster comes up, first, second, and 1.
Fayard hands it off. There goes Ojaku. He gets down to the 21 before he's sandwiched and brought down by Germany Williams.
But first of all, on that play that they thought should be a penalty, the whistle had blown and the defenders were still driving the runner back. Finally let go, and he just kind of swiped at one of the guys. He didn't really hit anybody, but Anyway, I think it was a good no call on that situation.
Bayard rolls to the right on 1st and 10, throws in the flat, got a completion as he delivers it to Jalen Austin, but he's dropped after a very short gain. Caden Jones chopped his legs out from under him. It's just a pickup of 1, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of action there for 1 yard, but that's better than a loss. That'll be the last play of the third quarter, I think, Roger.
Sure will. Let's take a break and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
My husband and I live next door to a haunted graveyard. It's a little creepy, but we manage. Just like we manage without home internet. Do I wish my mobile hotspot was faster? Yes, but I make it work. Kinda. Just like we make it work sleeping next to a 17th century burial ground.
Honey, can you move your hand?
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad. Grab my hand.
Wait, okay.
No, now up the stairs. We tried that last time. You can literally run through him.
It is that bad. Don't settle for just mobile. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and a free streaming box included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Offer ends 12/21/22.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Foster keeps on trying to drive toward the goal line as we start this fourth quarter. They have the wind at their backs, but they are trailing 44-20. Foster playing quickly. Bayard in the spread on 3rd and 6. Low snap. Stands strong in the pocket, over the middle for Appany and slapped away. Oh, what a beautiful play. Ben McGowan swatting it down. It would have been a catch right at the goal line. But he avoided the contact, reached around, and swatted it down. It's 4th and 6.
That's exactly the way you're supposed to do it. If you're a defender, now it's a 4th and 5. Foster needs this to keep some kind of hope alive here.
Appany is busy talking to his teammate Kendall Stewart. I guess they're both in the slot, and now Foster has to use a timeout. Oh, I know they didn't want to do that. We'll take it. We'll be back. Take a timeout with them and be back on VypeFortBend.com. 44-20, first minute of the fourth. Fulshear on top.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From owl to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
All right, so the two best receivers on the Foster squad were in the slot on the right, but I think one of them might have been saying to the other, I should be the only receiver in this slot and you should be lining up somewhere else. And Foster had to burn what could be a critical timeout.
Yeah, that leaves them with 2 left here with 11:23 to play. More importantly, they've got to get this first down. They've got to get some points on the board to keep themselves within shouting distance.
All right, empty backfield. Bayard on 4th and 6. Maybe Foster's last stand. He steps up, throws end zone. Appany got it. Touchdown in the back of the end zone. And Bayard is down.
We might have got a late hit on this, and he's shaking up down there. Could have been a late hit on the quarterback. And one of the linemen's come jumping off the field as well, but
okay,
no foul.
No foul. So somebody got blocked into it.
That's what our man said. It's a touchdown though, and a beautiful pass from Bayard to Appany. So they're hanging in there. It's 44-26 now. It looks like they're going to be going for 2 again, Roger.
Going for 2. And it won't be Bayard. Actually, let's see who's going to come out there and take the snap. I think Appany, who just scored the touchdown on the reception, is going to take the snap. That was a clutch play on 4th and 6. It makes it 44-26. And there goes Appany running right. A flag comes in. He gets to the goal line. He's close. No indication whether he got in or not. The flag came so quickly you think it might be offsides?
Well, it could be either that or an illegal formation or something. I think it might be on the offense. Appany is coming out of that pile without a helmet on. And it sure looked like he crossed the line, but they didn't give him the points.
Well, the Foster players are leaving the field, so I have a feeling it'll be against Foster. Foster and Fulshear will simply decline it.
Yeah, formation was off. 5 in the backfield. So you're taking a break here, Roger.
I think so. We'll be back. It is now 44-26. Fulshear in command.
Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. They work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional at 281-712-8777 or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York, member FINRA SIPC, investment advisory through Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. CFP is a certification mark owned by the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards, Incorporated. This mark is awarded to individuals who successfully complete the CFP Board's initial and ongoing certification requirements.
As hold on a second. Nick Lopez tees it up to kick off for Foster. Might be an onside kick. Patrick, you've had some good conversation starter questions. Do you have any that are remaining?
Well, I certainly do, but let's see this kick first.
Well, first, he's got to re-tee it because it blew off.
Okay, so one of the things I wanted to say was, you had mentioned the last time Foster scored, they needed to go for 2. Had they not gone for 2 twice in a row here, it would be 44-28. So they'd be down by 16. So I think it seems the ball blows off the tee again.
I think that's God saying you should talk more about this.
I think teams go for 2. Now Fulshear, that's just their MO, but sometimes I think teams go for 2 too early. I mean, it's still the fourth quarter. We've got almost the whole fourth quarter left.
Look, you got a right-footed kicker, and the holder was going to be on the right side of the ball, and now he moves away from the ball. I'll bet it blows off before he kicks it. No, he does get the kick underway, and it's loose. Who's got it?
Boy, I'll tell you.
It goes out of bounds, and that's a break for Fulshear. Foster had a shot at it.
I thought they did too, and it looked like they just didn't go for it. It's hard to see from this distance, but it looked like Foster had a really good chance of getting that onside kick.
Okay, well, I know that the first time that Foster scored when they were down by 24, it did make sense to go for 2 because you think if our defense holds Fulshear, we get 3 touchdowns, we should go for 2 each time.
But
if we fail once, then
the point I'm making, at that time, it was still the third quarter. So that's my point is the way this game is and the points are being scored and so on and so forth, it's still, to me, it's still early. I mean, you still got time. And my argument is being justified right now. Had they gone for those 2 extra points, they'd be down by 16. But you never know, you know.
So Fulshear, let's see what kind of plays they call here. They run the jet sweep. It is Godley turning it up. And he's got to the 40. Near sideline, inside the 20. Cuts back and thrown down. Oh, a big, big gain, but hold on. A flag in the wake of the play.
Oh.
It's holding on Fulshear. This play won't count.
Big break for the Falcons, but you know, on that play, it looked like the Falcons did everything right on that play. They strung it out. They had players there ready to make the tackle, but somehow Godley found a crease, and he just ran down that sideline for 30-plus yards, but it's going to be called back. Maybe that's why he found the crease. He had a hold of somebody there, one of the linemen.
He's got great vision to just see where the cuts and crevices are.
Great vision and then great footwork, of course, to get himself through those holes.
All right, nobody in the backfield, but now there is Calvian Hunter on the jet sweep, breaks a tackle, breaks a couple more, gets across the 45 to the 46. So that's going to be an 8-yard pickup, so that gets back a lot of the yards, the 10 yards that they were penalized for holding.
Yeah,
and
Hunter is
down and 12.
What a great back to have as a backup. Hunter, I think, would be the starting running back for a lot of teams.
You're absolutely right, but Hunter, let's see, he's a senior.
Yep.
And Godley is a junior.
Whoa.
So look out, Fulshear opponents in 2023.
I would say so.
He's having a great year this year. Things can only get better, as the great Howard Jones would say. There goes Godley. Oh, what moves! And he got almost a first down. He was tripped up short of the 40 of Foster. And somebody got knocked down. Things are getting chippy out there. I don't know who hit him, but Tate Struble of Fulshear, the fans thought was victim of a cheap shot, and there's a Foster player down. He might have a cramp.
Well, he's bouncing back up now.
Okay, and by the way, I didn't give credit where it was due on a nice tackle. Demetrius Godfrey of Foster kind of got the instep of Godley. And if he hadn't,
he'd be gone.
Godley might have been gone.
Yeah, it was another great run, and there was a little contact after the play. He was on the field, kind of getting up, and one of the Foster players sort of ran into him, and it certainly was an innocent play early. Crowd wanted a penalty, but I'm going to say that Godley looked like somebody that I remember from years past. I'll tell you after this play, Roger.
I formation, a new feature back. It is Patrick Broadway. And they give it off to Broadway, running right on the first play. Hesitation move, gets across what he needed for the first down. He converts on 3rd and 1 and hammers it all the way down to the 35-yard line. That'll be a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Fulshear fans, they have one in Katy Cinco Ranch. So take your car there and say thank you for sponsoring VypeFortBend.com.
Well, Broadway, he is your future. He's a sophomore, good-looking sophomore runner there. He's the third back we've seen tonight. But I'm going to say something about Godley here after this play.
1st and 10 from the 36, and they run Broadway to the left, cuts it up, inside the 30, still going, into the red zone, down at the 15-yard line. Ridden down by Micah Lindsey Williams, and that's another first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for our car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
On the play, the last run that Godley had, he made a move, and he had footwork, and he reminded me on that particular move of none other than Barry Sanders.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's high praise. 15-yard line, first down. There goes Broadway outside the numbers. Cuts it up again. Hit hard from behind as he gets to the 10, but it's another pretty good gain. And there was some frustration, I think, in that tackle as Ahmad Al-Kachali brought him down.
This particular drive is going to, looks like it might be the clincher. They're just driving it down their throat. Now, I'm going to tell you something. These runners are doing a great job out there, but they are getting really good holes. Give credit to that offensive line of the Fulshear Chargers.
Broadway in the eye. They give it to him again, this time running right. Gets to the edge. A flag comes in. He gets to the 5 and struggles to the 4.
Broadway once again on the carry, flag on the play.
And there's another Foster Falcon down, and it's Micah Lindsey Williams in the wake of the play.
And Seth Smith is really upset. I think the penalty is going to be on him, the way that flag came in. I didn't see it, but Williams is down at the 12-yard line.
Let's take a break and be back. It is 44-26, Fulshear on top, 8:07 to go, and they are looking for more.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Grip.
Sorry, we got a bail on that commercial. A penalty on Foster moves it half the distance to the goal. It's at the 2-yard line. 8 minutes left in the game. Now Fulshear shifts its personnel from the right side of the formation to the left. There goes Broadway running left, has to make a move in the backfield, and he's knocked down after a 1-yard pickup.
Number 8, Broadway on the carry.
Dylan Williams made the tackle, but it might just be postponing a touchdown that would get Fulshear to the 50-point mark. They average 47.8 points per game. They have been magnificent tonight, and Foster just hasn't had an answer.
Well, like you said, it looks like it's inevitable here. It's sitting at the 2-yard line.
Broadway, the single setback, but now all of his mates are moving into place. Seth Smith leading him. Now he goes straight up the middle to the goal line and in there for a touchdown. And he comes away shoving the tackler who didn't get him until after he had broken the plane. 1-yard touchdown run for Patrick Broadway. And 50 points on the scoreboard here at Traylor Stadium. 50-26 with the extra point to come, and it'll be a 2-point try. As pretty much always, Broadway still the setback. Fake handoff and roll to the left. Parker Williams throws, and it's to Seth Smith, who gets another 2-point catch. 52-26, they've doubled them up. I may not be a smart man, but I've played cards. There's 52 cards in a deck, and half of that is 26. All right, we'll take a break. It's getting silly because it's getting out of hand.
My husband and I live next door to a haunted graveyard. It's a little creepy, but we manage. Just like we manage without home internet. Do I wish my mobile hotspot was faster? Yes, but I make it work. Kinda. Just like we make it work sleeping next to a 17th century burial ground.
Honey, can you move your hand?
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad. Grab my hand.
Wait, okay.
No, now up the stairs. We tried that last time. You can literally run through him.
It is that bad. Don't settle for just mobile. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and a free streaming box included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Offer ends 12/21/22.
Okay, well, I don't think we're going to have any late game drama, Patrick.
Doesn't look like it. 7 minutes to play. Let's see if they do an onside kick here. Nope, they're going to go deep.
They're going to go deep, and it'll come down to about the 20-yard line. It's Appany near sideline. Good return.
Boy, oh
He's
boy.
hit late. That'll be a flag, and it should be.
Yep, he was well out of bounds.
Joey Mahoney hit him. He was already a couple of yards out of bounds. And, Patrick, I'm kind of fearful about what could happen in these last few minutes.
Yeah.
It's getting chippy.
Well, it's been chippy almost the whole game.
Been chippy
and
for
it's
a long time.
Yeah,
but the chippiness is escalating.
it is escalating, and you got Foster, who's very frustrated, and Fulshear is the type of team that just don't let off the pedal. You know, they just keep on coming, which is fine as long as you're playing within the rules. But that penalty was pretty obvious.
So it was offsides on Fulshear covering the kickoff, but so they're going to add 5 yards to that.
Well, actually, they had 15 because it was that hit out of bounds that they're going to call. They declined the offside, and then they took the hit.
Put the ball at the 44, the first and 10 and a half.
All right, so Fayard's still in there pitching. Ball at the 44-yard line after the penalty. He throws quickly into the flat on the right side. Appany with a little stop route, very short gain, about 3 yards, right on top of it. And bringing him down and keeping the clock going was Zach Nicholson. Not Jack Nicholson, but Zach Nicholson.
Yeah, you better be careful. Get that pronunciation right.
Well, I'll bet Zach has great character. Dropping back is Fayard. Let's go of it. Hit as he throws, and he got it to Austin just beyond what they needed for the first down. 33-yard line. He made the catch going to his knees.
Good job of adjusting to the pass and making the catch there for the first down.
And he showed his arm strength throwing way across the field there.
Yeah, you know, and the wind has not died down all night, has it, Roger?
It has not.
It seems like it's even picked up a little bit as the game's going on.
But we've kept every paper on our table.
Yeah, thanks to that tape you brought, Roger.
But it's so humid, the tape doesn't stick that well. Fayard, play fake, throws deep, looking for Appany.
Oh, boy.
He reached out, it just went beyond his hands.
Yeah, it was
Great
a good
effort.
Yeah, great effort, good pass. It's just about a half a yard too long, and otherwise it would have been another touchdown pass. You know, it's 52-26. Foster's going to look at this film, and they're going to think, you know, they weren't that far away from making this a real kind of a tight game, at least a more intense game.
Draw play, Ojaku up the middle, fighting, gets inside the 25 to the 24.
Right up the middle is running back number 6.
Spinning him down
Jaku
was Germany Williams.
to the 25-yard line.
3rd down and 2. The clock is now at 5:45 and ticking. Fulshear on the verge of what might be its best football win in history. Ojaku, delay, outside the numbers, far side, makes a move near the sideline, keeps on going, gets inside the 10 and out of bounds to stop the clock. You know, last week, the 9-7 win over Manville that made Fulshear 8-1, I think, was their biggest win in history. And 1 week later,
Maybe they got another one.
Bigger one right here, assuming they don't blow a 26-point lead with 5:28 to go.
Yeah.
First and goal for Foster from the 9. They have the ball on the left hash as they move left to right in this 4th quarter with the wind behind them.
And the whistles blow.
Prior to the snap.
I think we got a timeout here.
We sure do, and it's called by Fulshear. We'll take it with them. This is VypeFortBend.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
All right, we're back. Foster, 5:27 to go. They trail by 26. They need touchdowns and kicked extra points, at least for now.
Well,
and onside kick recovery.
Yes, they do.
First and goal from the 9. Fair drops back, throws a slant, got it to Stewart fighting, and gets in. His elbows with the ball between them went over the goal line after making the catch. It's a 9-yard catch by Stewart for the touchdown that makes it 52-32, and it looks like they're gonna go for 2.
Twos are
Deuces
wild.
are wild,
That's
yes.
right. Good effort there by Stewart to get in. He got hit at about the 2-yard line, and he was able to find his way to the end zone. Here comes a 2-point play.
Single setback. Ojaku now goes in motion, so it's an empty backfield. And Fayard throws over the top, incomplete. He was trying to get it to, let's see, I think that was 33, Anthony Pocasangre. No, probably somebody else. Jack Denherter, maybe. All right, it's still 52-32 with 5:20 to go, and we'll take a break on VypeFortBend.com.
Just like we manage without home internet. Do I wish my mobile hotspot was faster? Yes, but I make it work. Kinda. Just like we make it work sleeping next to a 17th century burial ground.
Honey, can you move your hand?
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad. Grab my hand.
Wait, okay.
No, now up the stairs. We tried that last time. You can literally run through him.
It is that bad. Don't settle for just mobile. Get Xfinity Home Internet for just $24.99 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and a free streaming box included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Offer ends 12/21/22.
Before the two teams line up for the kickoff, you know Fulshear is getting all those pointers on how to be ready for an onside kick. And I see a whole bunch of guys that are receivers, running backs, guys with good hands.
The hands team. The ball blows off the tee again, Roger.
Nick Lopez.
It's about the 4th time, huh?
Yeah, and I wonder. All right, looks like it might stay up there. And here he comes. And
boy.
it's not going to go 10 yards.
Boy.
Not even close.
It hit one of the guys.
Foster picks it up after 3 yards.
Yeah, the ball hit one of the guys, I think, at about the 4-yard mark. And it's automatically going to be Fulshear's ball now when that happens.
All right, so you're listening to web radio, but you have seen the Fulshear Chargers. By the way we've described them, they play with an edge. They're kind of cocky and aggressive, and it's fun to watch, I have to say, although it hurts to watch our friends from Foster just kind of get dominated for certain stretches of this game.
Well, you got to give them credit, though, for hanging in there. They're down by 20, but, you know, four turnovers, it's hard to overcome that. You take away those turnovers, and it's a tighter ball game.
It's still Parker Williams at quarterback, and he hands it off to the new guy, Broadway. And Broadway picks up the 10, maybe 11 yards.
If he doesn't watch out, he's going to be the second leading rusher in the game.
And it looked like Griffin Vickery made the tackle. No, correction, it's Anthony Mosley. But after that tackle, he appears to be a little having some discomfort in the leg, one leg kind of stiff, like it's cramping. So I don't know if he's going to be at his best there. Ball at the 34. It was a first down carry of 11 yards. Dropping back is Parker Williams, and he throws behind his man Medica on a sideline route, not down and out, but up the field.
It was a little possible miscommunication. He threw it a little bit behind the receiver, as if he might. It almost looked like it might be one of those. I can't remember what you call those routes, where the guy
go route.
No, then he stops.
Back shoulder throw.
Yeah, back shoulder. Or...
Second down and 10. Williams tosses to Broadway, turning up the numbers. Gets to the 30, spins, but here comes the posse. Foster Falcons to bring him down, and we see Micah Lindsey Williams in on the tackle, but he's kind of hopping around like he's got a tight muscle on the back of
I got
one
another
leg.
question for you, Roger. I
hope I have an answer.
I see a lot of guys doing this, and I don't know if it's just for show or what it is, but you got one high sock and one low sock. You see a lot of guys like that. What is that all about?
I don't know what it's about, but I'll bet it's on purpose.
Well, I'm sure it's on purpose. I don't know if it has any specific advantage to it, though.
No, certainly not. Third down and 5. Jet sweep. Big play inside the 10. Fighting for the goal line. Pylon out at the 1.
Oh, it looked like he hit the pylon.
They got it to Tate Struble.
Yep, that little jet sweep has worked very well for Fulshear tonight. Foster has not been able to stop it.
All right, so they're on the lip of the cup, and they send Godley back out there. But they sneak it with Parker Williams. No, it's a different guy. They sneak it with Deuce Barrington, and Deuce is loose in the end zone, celebrating a touchdown. And I guess the Fulshear fans are a little tired of cheering, and they got some applause there.
They got a chance to get 60 now, because of course they're going to go for 2.
And they have Godley in there, and I think they might. Well, Parker Williams is back out there after Deuce Barrington sneaked in. Right hash, and fumbled snap, and Parker Williams falls on it. So it is foiled, but the new score is 58-32. All Fulshear. VypeFortBend.com will be back. It's getting late.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Well, fans, you'll never guess what happened. There was a personal foul called on Fulshear after the two-point play was over, the two-point try that failed. So they lead it 58-32, and they're ready to kick off, but they got to kick off from their 25 after the 15-yard penalty. the kick is a snap hook to the near sideline, and it goes out near the 40-yard line of Fulshear off the foot of Coy Tollefson. And it's going to be Foster football. I don't think they're going to make Fulshear kick it again. Fulshear made Foster kick it again earlier tonight.
Correct. They'll take 5-yard penalty from the place where the ball went out of bounds. Start down.
All right, so if you heard Ricky Prine, our referee, he said it's going to be Foster football 5 yards forward of where the ball went out of bounds. So I think they're going to have it at their 46. And one of the officials is walking it off. He's not sure, I don't think, whether to stop right at the 45 or put it at the 46. He is going to the near hash mark, as Foster will have the benefit of the wind to try and make it a little closer here in the final 3 minutes, 42 seconds. And a new quarterback for Foster. It is Jackson Ledisky, a senior who plays receiver when JT Fayard is behind center. And on the first play, gives it off on a running play, straight ahead for 3. And I think they handed the ball to Anthony Pocasangre.
Second down now for the Falcons.
No, actually, it's somebody else who's now at running back. And it is Ledisky running to the left after faking the handoff. And that running back I was trying to identify is Cedric Adjet. We have called his name earlier when he was out there. By the way, Patrick, surprise, surprise, while you were taking a little break, after the 2-point play was over, there was a personal foul on Fulshear.
Oh, boy.
You know, I think those are getting up in the double figures.
Yeah.
Personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct, stuff like that.
Stuff just, it's unnecessary. I mean, you hate to say
49-yard
that.
line, 3rd down and 4. Adjet hit in the backfield, can't get out of there. Fulshear just playing hard to the end. Chance Bryant made the tackle for a loss of 1.
On the carry. Bring up a 4th down.
Well, the Falcons are going to go for it here with 2 minutes to play on their own 49-yard line. 4th and 6.
We're under 2 minutes to go. Give to Adjet, starts left, can't find any daylight, and he's dropped for a loss of 1, and the domination is complete.
Yep, that should do it. Well, it was the outcome was pretty much decided a few minutes ago, but that puts a stamp on it for sure. 58-32.
By the way, Patrick, I'm going to ask you to get my little placards. I got 5 of them.
Oh my gosh!
One on each concession stand.
Woo!
And you see that one on the front fence?
Yes, I do.
There's one there. There's one in front of the other ramp.
Okay.
And also right down at the
student area,
wheelchair ramp.
Okay.
On the edge at the top.
And now the fans out there in radio land or internet land, they know where all the placards are too.
Yes, and you know what? If someone actually swiped one of them, if they wanted it as a souvenir, as long as people got to see it wherever they put it up, that's fine with me.
So you're
I'm not
promoting
inviting
this?
them to steal them, but you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
So in other words, if you do happen to steal one, just keep it in mind. If you do steal one, just please display it somewhere where it can be seen.
On a classroom wall.
There you go.
At Fulshear High School. You know, I'm thinking I might be going to the Fulshear volleyball match tomorrow because the Ridgepoint volleyball match is at 5.
Oh boy.
I can't get there at 5. even though it's down the street from the school where I teach. It's at Don Coleman Coliseum on Dairy Ashford.
Oh, yes.
All right, under a minute to go. Fulshear takes a snap, and it's Deuce Barrington who kneels. And they're going to have to snap it one more time, and that's it.
Well, I'm going to start my duty.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That sounds great.
It's been fun to be together.
I appreciate you doing that. Yes, it has. And I will see you on
Saturday morning.
I'm pretty sure it's here.
We're going to have to figure that out for sure, but we'll see you Saturday morning. And
George Ranch in Elkins.
It'll be a fun game. It'll be a fun game to be part of.
All right. Thank you, Patrick. Good night to you, but good night, I guess, to everyone else. Roger Smith, I want to thank our quality assistant and producer Nate Nunez inside the mothership at Vype World Headquarters. This has been a dominant win for the Fulshear Chargers. They were magnificent tonight. The score 58-32, and I noticed that it looks like the two teams are going to stop short. Actually, now they're going to go ahead and do the handshake line. I thought they might hesitate on that because it has been a little chippy tonight. So these are two rivals that will get together again, and it will be fun as long as they're in the same district, and I kind of hope it'll stay that way for a while. So good night, everybody, from Rosenberg, where Fulshear defeats Foster 58-32, but both teams can get ready for the playoffs, and I think they have a chance to win a couple of rounds, and we'll see how they go after that. Our coverage has been brought to you by Archer Volkswagen, Next Level Urgent Care, Xfinity Mobile, the best kept secret in wireless, the Needville Insurance Agency, First Tire and Automotive, and the Equitable Advisors, financial professionals. Good night, everybody from Rosenberg. Congratulations, Fulshear Chargers. You get a share of the district title, and we'll have more football and volleyball in the next 3 weeks, hopefully even more than that. We'll be back tomorrow night with something. Could be volleyball, could be football. This is VypeFortBend.com.